All right, what's going on, Sam? I think I fixed that problem, man.
Did you get my hallelujah before?
Nope, go ahead. Give him a taste of it now.
Okay,
It didn't
let
show
me
up before.
do it, man, because I wanted to say something about that hallelujah. By the way, nice to be with you again, man.
Yeah, you too. What did you take? Like a little. Oh, sorry. Go ahead with the hallelujah.
Secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah.
You.
Ow. That music is just special to me now. It's like I'm not a good singer like you, but I think when I hear that word hallelujah, like there flashes in part of my brain an association where I heard that word before.
It really
Nice, Cliff.
resonates in times like this, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I guess it's an emotional kind of memories come into it, but it's like a different language. It's like a special pleasure. And sometimes when you come across special music like that Leonard Cohen hallelujah. There's all kinds of feelings around it and good feelings. And now we're in an emotional time. And we should use that music to help us and to soothe us.
Isn't it weird that he made such a beautiful song from the Leonard song? I mean, the Leonard Cohen song. It's hard for me because I heard the Buckley version first, but it's weird to me that it came from the Cohen song. I'm like, wow, how did he see that in that? Makes
I
you kind
was
of wonder what other gems are out there. Songs you thought were horrible, but that have good bones, you know?
I was working, and we have a little cafeteria out on the looking at the River Thames, and this song just came on, and most songs it's like background, but it just took me and swirled me around, and I went, wow, that song.
I have a much less romantic story to tell behind that song. I heard it on Shrek. I'm not sure who sang that version of it, but I was like, God
I
damn,
I
that's a good
remember.
song.
I saw Shrek with it, man.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's a goddamn good song. And then, back then I didn't really have I mean, I don't even think YouTube was out. So I was like, huh. Oh well. It's kind of that's how things were back in the day. I remember growing up usually and you can't carry an encyclopedia with you. Like if you're out hanging out with your buddies, you're riding bikes together or something and they're like, "How far away is the moon?" And then like, somebody's like, "Shit, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 miles away." And then everybody's like, oh well, whatever." That's how it was in the 90s. But now it's like, oh, okay, it's 93,000 miles away. Yeah.
And that's true, and it's contextual based on the time and the context. But we started with music, and music has that special ability to go through time, not to be of one time. Every time, like I hear your music, man, it's special in real time. Now, those books, encyclopedias, whatever, they sound stale and fixed, but music and that's your special ability, Click. And I'm
Thanks,
not a
man.
jealous person, but that's why I see this doom news, and you can get my view on it, but I just don't want to hear about it. And I just want to get in that special place that music can give us. And every time that I come on here, I like a little warning because I play all along the Watchtower by Hendrix, and you were talking about the ability to take a song and make it different as a cover, and you
Hmm.
do that with your music too, I've noticed. So I'll play all along the Watchtower to get my blood up, and then
There
I'll
you
play
go.
the Dylan section.
How has the coronavirus impacted your life, or has it?
you know this corona, and we're dependent on the media. If you just go on your own gut, like Righteous did, and some of those RDA and Don, you're gonna get it wrong. You're gonna get it. There's a time when you want smart people around, and if you're listening to this, you got two of the smartest.
That's right.
Now, I guess what it's coming down to today, I saw that in terms of the future, they're waiting on some data from China based on this fact. Now, this question, can people, so they know basically like we're all going to get it, man. If
Right.
we deal with other people, we're going to get it. But the critical thing will be afterwards we've had it, will we get it again? Because if we can get it again, the whole world gets much darker.
Well, here's one thing that a lot of people don't, I guess, haven't been taken into account is that it's obvious to tell who died from it, but it's not obvious to tell who's infected by it. So people will hear the amount of deaths and the amount of confirmed cases, and they're like, "Oh my god," But if you actually think about it, there's so few test kits available for everybody, and there's only some people aren't even exhibiting symptoms of it. So the mortality rate could be far lower than people are figuring, basically based on the data that's out there.
I'm hearing a little different specifically because I'm interested. First of all, some young people can get it too, but if you look at the morbidity rate specifically, you will find a pretty dismal one based on people with cardiac conditions who are older. I read that it's like 10%. If you have that, if you have father, grandfather, people you dig. Now, if you have a big family, click, and you have a lot of older people in there, one or two or maybe three of you guys and women relatives, people you dig, are probably going to die, and that's real serious, real serious, man. But let me give a perspective. It can get worse. Now, let's hope that people can't get it again. By it can get worse, I mean it's not as bad as some historical events because we still got food. The food markets are still open. The gas stations are still going on. So as long as the food is still there, it's not as bad as, now it is bad, but it's not as bad as, say, World War II, the Civil War, times in our history.
Want to know where the coronavirus hotspots are? This app for Android phones claims to provide real-time information. But internet researchers say when downloaded, it locks your phone and asks for a ransom in bitcoins to unlock it. The FDA and Federal Trade Commission warned 7 companies to stop claiming that their products, including teas and essential oils, can treat the virus. Now a phone scam claims to take reservations for a vaccine.
Pre-booking vaccine for Coronavirus Health Center.
A prosecutor in Virginia is helping lead the federal government's effort to crack down.
We're worried about seniors because they're a vulnerable population, both to this virus as well as to scams.
Among the known scams, fake websites offering to sell medical supplies now in high demand like surgical masks, phony charities seeking donations, offers to invest in companies claiming they can detect or cure the virus, and even calls or emails pretending to be from doctors who claim to be treating a relative and demanding payment.
Just don't know that you can commit a more ruthless and evil act right now.
His advice: ignore claims of a treatment there isn't one yet, give only to known charities, and don't fall for someone claiming to be a doctor asking for money.
Isn't this a clear point? I mean, isn't it clear now that we depend on China too much? I mean, I think that's the biggest lesson out of this, is that we're like Rome, It's like we've overextended, and we're relying on all these fucking relationships with people to manipulate them, basically, and get shit cheap. But at the cost of sacrificing our own manufacturing sector to the point where something that would normally just be like a flu or whatever. Obviously it's worse than that, but my point being, an epidemic that happens in a foreign country should not shut down our country. obviously we're shutting down for other reasons, but I mean, even if China shut down and we didn't even have any cases here, and we were trying to go as business as usual, things would still fucking happen like this, in my opinion.
Well, that's a good opinion. I agree with it. Let me just fill it in a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
We're talking about interdependence, and our politicians and people voted with the money they spend. They decided that it was worth becoming dependent on China if we could pay less for things. So those decisions were mainly built on economic greed or a basis of getting things cheaper. Now, politically, we don't agree with them. They're communists. And I agree we never should have done it. We never should have done it. But that's the way it works. And we're a democracy, and you can see all the people who go to Walmart. So that's them apples, and we're in trouble. But I agree with you. I never thought we should have.
The Dow today is at 19,898 from, let me see, a month ago. Let's go 6 months ago. So 6 months ago, it peaked out at about 29,000. It was almost up at 30,000. So
I think it hit a record at some point.
1/3 of our economy has literally shrank by 1/3 in.
On paper, man, I probably lost over $200,000.
That's what I've been trying to tell all of my friends who are like, oh, whatever, rich people have lots of money. I'm like, yeah, they got a lot to lose. I mean, if you're making a lot of money in a good economy, that means in a bad one you're gonna fucking lose it unless you sell your stocks off. You sell your stocks off, businesses close. It's like it's all trends, It's like I've seen this in 2008. I saw it. I mean, not even this bad, but I've seen it. It's kind of like a snowball.
Well, if you think if the market goes to shit, then I guess everything does. So in that sense, a lot of people, if they have money to spend, that's the time to make more money. And those people take opportunities and price gouging, and we're going to see the worst, and we're going to see the best, and I want us to be the best, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to just talk to you for an hour, because I get tired of fighting and really Click and I have the only place in our little universe for a real conversation. Look around. Most of the content now is people supposed to view and care about a few people not getting along with other people. So yeah, man, we should have this conversation. So what are your thoughts? You want to talk about the virus, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to
Yeah.
whatever you want to talk about? At some point, hopefully you'll sing.
I think the virus takes precedence today. It's to talk about anything else right now just seems I don't know, like you're just, like we'd be trying to distract ourselves.
No, I want.
Oh, we can talk about other things too. We can talk about other things too.
Distract me, man. That's why I did the music. Oh, where have you been, my